Hello everyone, welcome to Daily Prelims Current Affairs by Ekam IAS. Today on 11th September, we have to see the topics Snow Leopard, Article 161, Debt Recovery Tribunal, and the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Amendment Bill 2017. In our MapPader program, we have to locate Zojila Pass, and finally we will be having our previous question revision series. Let us go to our first topic. It is Snow Leopard. The snow leopard was appeared in news because it was spotted in the Lipa Asra Wildlife Sanctuary in Himachal Pradesh. It was spotted recently in the Lipa Asra Wildlife Sanctuary of Himachal Pradesh. So you please note down that the Lipa Asra Wildlife Sanctuary belongs to the states of Himachal Pradesh. The snow leopard is a big cat which is a native of the mountain ranges of the Central and South Asia, including Himalaya and the Altai mountains in Russia. Means we can see the snow leopard in the Altai mountain ranges in Russia, the Himalayas and the entire mountain ranges of the Central and South Asia. The two characteristics of the snow leopard. The first one is it can kill a prey which is having weight 3 times higher than the weight of the snow leopard. It can kill a prey which is having weight of that is 3 times higher than the weight of the snow leopard. And another important characteristics of the snow leopard is it can change its skin coat. It can change the skin coat according to the changing season. Means in winter, during winter, the snow leopard is having thick white fur skin coat. Its skin coat is made up of, or the skin coat is thick white fur. And during summer, it is having fine yellow-grey skin coat. Simply, its color will be white during winter and yellow-grey during summer. This particular feature or ability makes the snow leopard able to camouflage in its environment. So what is camouflage? Camouflage means an organism can change itself, its physical appearance according to the surrounding environment. So during winter, the snow leopard acquires the color of white, or it is in white color with thick white fur, and during summer it is having yellow-grey color. So this color changing ability of the snow leopard, or the coat, the ability to change its skin coat, it is also able this snow leopard to perform the camouflage. So it is an important characteristics of the snow leopard. And we can see snow leopard in the Indian states of Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. And the IUCN Red List status, it is an important point. The IUCN Red List status of the snow leopard has been downgraded from the endangered to vulnerable. From endangered to vulnerable. That means as of now, it is under the status of vulnerable. So it is IUCN Red List status now is vulnerable. And when a species is categorized under the status of vulnerable, and when a species is categorized under a status of endangered, a species is getting categorized under the status of endangered if there are only less than 2,500 mature individuals existing as of now. If only less than 2,500 mature individuals existing as of now, it is categorized under endangered status. And it gets the status of vulnerable if there are under 10,000 breeding individuals existing now. If there are under 10,000 breeding animals or breeding individuals of that particular species existing now. And the snow leopard is also having highest protection status under Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. That means it has been added to the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. That is the same protection status of the tiger. Now let us see our second topic. It is Article 161. Recently, the Article 161 has been appeared in news because the Tamil Nadu cabinet has advised its state governor to free all the convicts of the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. So let us revise Article 72 and Article 161. Article 72 empowers the Indian President to grant pardon to any convict. The Article 72 empowers the Indian President to grant pardon to any convict in any offence. And let us see Article 161. The Article 161 empowers the governor of a state to grant pardon to reprieve or to respite or remission of punishment, or to suspend, remit, or commute the sentence of any person who are convicted of any offence against the state's law. Simply, Article 161 empowers the governor to pardon or remission of punishment, or to suspend, remit, commute sentence of a person. To suspend, remit, commute the sentence of a person who are convicted of any offence against the state's law. Now let us see the comparison of the powers of President and Governor regarding these articles. The President has pardoning power with respect to central laws. The President is having pardoning power with respect to central laws, whereas the Governor is having pardoning power with respect to state laws. And the second point is, the President is the only authority who can grant pardon in case of death sentence. That is, President is the only authority who can pardon the death sentence. The Governor can suspend, remit, or commute the death sentence. He cannot pardon the death sentence, but the Governor can, you please note on it, it is an important point. Governor can suspend, remit, or commute a death sentence, but he is not able to, he is not empowered to pardon the death sentence. And regarding the court martial, the President has the pardoning power with respect to court martial. The Governor doesn't have such a power. Our next topic is debt recovery tribunals. The debt recovery tribunals is a tribunal which facilitates the recovery of debt of the banks or other financial institutions from their customer. This tribunal facilitates the recovery of the debt of the bank or other financial institutions from their customers. It has been appeared in news because the central government has raised the due limit from 10 lakh to 20 lakh. It means the banks or other institutions can apply to the debt recovery tribunal for the recovery of the debt from their customers if the due is at least 20 lakh. That is, if the debt due is below 20 lakh, they cannot apply to the debt recovery tribunal for the recovery of their debt from their customers. And it enforces, the debt recovery tribunal enforces two laws. The first one is Recovery of Debts Due to Banks and Financial Institutions Act 1993, and the second law is SUFFACE Act 2002. SUFFACE Act means Securitization and Reconstruction of Financial Assets and Enforcement of Security Interest Act 2002. The debt recovery tribunal can go beyond the civil procedure code in order to ensure the complete justice. So, in order to ensure the complete justice, the debt recovery tribunal can go beyond the civil procedure code. The debt recovery tribunal presiding official is appointed by the central government, and he shall be qualified to be a district judge. You note on it, he shall be the presiding officer of the debt recovery tribunal, shall be qualified to be a district judge. It is the qualification to be the presiding officer of debt recovery tribunal. The next topic is the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Amendment Bill 2017. Before going to the provisions of the Amendment Bill, which has been appeared in news recently, let us see the original act, that is the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act of 1958. Actually, this original act, which has been passed in 1958, defines a prohibited area around the protected monuments which are being protected by archaeological survey. Simply, if a historical monument is being protected by archaeological survey, the 100-meter area around that particular monument is defined as prohibited area by the original act which has been passed in 1958. That is, the Act of 1958, the original act defines the 100-meter area around the historical monument which are being protected by ASI, that is Archaeological Survey of India, as prohibited area. The prohibited area means no construction or infrastructure projects can be built in this prohibited area. No constructions can be allowed in the 100-meter area around a monument. Now let us see the important provisions of this Amendment Bill 2017. The important provision which has been put forward by the central government is, this bill has provided that in the prohibited area, the constructions of the public works can be done. That is, the bill provides that the public works can be constructed in the prohibited area. That's why the historians are opposing this amendment. And what is public work? This bill also defines the term public work. Public work means a project which is financed and carried out by the central government. Public work means a project which is financed and carried out by the central government. And this bill provides that such public work can be constructed in the prohibited area. The original acts provided that no construction can be done in the prohibited area, that is around the 100 meter around the historical protected monument. And if there arises a question whether a project is a public work or not, the decision is taken by the National Monuments Authority. Actually, the National Monuments Authority is a statutory body, or it was constituted under an act in 2010. This National Monuments Authority takes a decision if there arises a question that whether a project is a public work or not. And the bill also empowers the National Monuments Authority to make an impact assessment. So before going to construct any project in this prohibited area, the National Monuments Authority will be conducting an impact assessment. That means they will assess the archaeological impact, visual impact and heritage impact. Through impacts are assessed. Those are archaeological impact, visual impact and heritage impact. And after this assessment, the National Monuments Authority can recommend to the central government, that is whether that project can be constructed there or not. Or the final decision on the public work is done by the National Monuments Authority. Now let us go to our map aided program. Today we have to locate Zojila Pass. The Zojila Pass is a high mountain pass in the Jammu Kashmir, the state of Jammu Kashmir. It is located on the National Highway 1, and it connects Srinagar to Ladakh through Kargil. Srinagar, Kargil, Ladakh. Let's see Zojila Tunnel. It has been recently repeatedly appeared in news because the Zojila Tunnel construction work has been inaugurated by our Honorable Prime Minister in May 2018. This tunnel is an all-weather link between the Kashmir Valley and Ladakh. It provides an all-weather link between Kashmir Valley and Ladakh, and it will be the longest bidirectional tunnel in Asia once it is being constructed. It is having strategic and economic importance. This Zojila tunnel is having strategic and economic importance. Strategic importance means we have already seen a war in this region, and economic importance means it provides an all-weather link to the underserved or unserved districts of the Jammu Kashmir. It's about Zojila Pass. You please locate it. Next is our prelims question revision series. Today we have a question from the prelims 2016. See the question. Consider the following statement. The India-Africa Summit. The first statement is, it was held in 2015, the third such summit. Held in 2015 was the third such summit. And second statement is, it was actually initiated by Jawaharlal Nehru in 1951. So the question is about the India-Africa Summit. It was asked in 2016 because that time it was a current affairs topic, because the third summit was held in 2015 only. So the first statement, you see the first statement, it was held in 2015, was the third such summit. So if you look at the statements, you can see the UPSC want us to learn the chronological order or the ordinal number of the important international summits and meetings. They have asked that the 2015 summit was the third one. So we have to remember we had to learn the chronological order also, which was the last summit, like that. And the second statement is, it was actually initiated by Jawaharlal Nehru in 1951. So the UPSC also want from us to learn the historical background of these summits and the organizations and the important international meetings. So you please keep in mind these 2 points. So now let us see the India-Africa Forum Summit. The India-Africa Forum Summit is a summit to enhance the bilateral relationship between the India and the African countries and to enhance the cooperation and engagement with Africa. The first summit was held in 2008 in New Delhi. It was initiated by the then Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. So it was not initiated by Jawaharlal Nehru, it was initiated by Dr. Manmohan Singh in 2008. The third summit was held in New Delhi in October 2015. That's why this question was, that's why UPSC framed this question in 2016. The third summit was held in 2015. And the fourth India-Africa Strategic Dialogue was held in New Delhi in March 2018. You please keep in mind that the fourth one was held in New Delhi in March 2018. Now see the question, you can answer it. The correct answer is one only. That is the option A is the correct answer. That is only the first statement is correct. The second statement is wrong one because it was initiated by Dr. Manmohan Singh. Now we have completed all the important topics for today. Thank you for watching this video.